to change the color of the cube using the keyboard, that is RGB. Okay, RGB. This is how we are taking the inputs using. Can anyone say what is the line of code which we use to get a key R? You anyone? People?
Not get component.
No, I'm talking about the keyboard key, not the component which is attached to a game object. Okay, yeah, that is input dot get key down. Okay, so I think you all did not practice after that class I told. If you practice, you'll remember. Anyways, so let me show you how. I already showed, right? This is how it changes. When I click R, it changes to red. When I click on G, it changes to green. When I click on blue, B, it changes to blue. Okay. So what we'll be doing is, we'll be adding a, what do you say? Yeah. Can anyone say what are the types of lights we have in Unity? Quick.
Main light, direction light.
Sorry, what is the first one? Hamsula. What is the
Main
first
light.
one? What? Main light.
Main.
Main light. Okay, anyone else?
Area light, spotlight,
Point.
area,
Direct.
spotlight, point light, and directional light.
Direct.
Yeah. Can anyone tell what is the type of light we have in our scene currently?
Directional light.
Direct.
Yeah. So what I will do is I will use. See, you can go to hierarchy and right click over there, and you'll be having something called light. If you go there, you'll be seeing all those lights and things related to light. Okay, these are reflection probe and light probe group. We will discuss it. No, I don't think we'll be discussing it. If you want, it adds some aesthetic values to our scene because when we add reflection probes and light probe group, the visual fidelity will be increased. The way we look at things, the way the scene looks also will be nice to look. If you see GTA 5 or something, you'll be having, right, water reflections. In the water, you will be able to see the reflection of the car, and the glasses on the buildings will be showing the reflection. All those things can be done using the reflection probe and light probe group. It does something. It is out of the scope of our current session. Anyways, so what I will do is I will use a spotlight. Okay, point light is 360 degrees light. Okay, it adds light in all directions. See, if suppose I add a light over here. Okay, as you can see, it is adding light. Let me increase the intensity. Okay, it is adding light, right? So this point light adds light in every direction. Suppose this is the how much area it should cover. Okay, so see, if I'm decreasing it, the area through which the light spreads is decreasing, right? And if I increase it, the area it covers, I mean, the area the light presence is there is also increasing. So this is what as you can see, this is the range is the thing which controls the range of the light. Okay, and yeah, and as you can see, there is an option called no shadows. If I keep hard shadows, it will be generating the shadow for the cube, any materials which are under it. Okay, you can individually tell which lights to produce shadows and which lights to not to produce shadows. So you get some performance. So if you have low end mobiles, if your target is low end, try to keep it to no shadows. So the rendering performance for no rendering shadows will be saved. Okay. The point light It adds light in every direction. See, as I told, it adds in direction in every direction. So what is the expected behavior? Even though I turn it, it doesn't. It should not have any effect, right? Yeah, people respond.
Yes.
That's a quick response. Anyways, so see, even though I'm rotating the light, there is no effect. Right? So the reason behind it is that as the point light is a 360 degrees one, it will be emitting light in all directions. So even though if you rotate it, there will be no effect. So, but that is not the case in directional light. See, let me delete it. Okay, so we have a directional light, right? If I change the direction, you can see, right? See this, you can see the shadow over here. Okay, if I change the direction of the directional light, the direction in which light comes also changes. You can see the shadow changing its position. If you don't want sunlight, directional light to give shadows, you can go to inspector in light. You can go to shadow type and click to no shadows. Then it will disable the shadow. You can see, right? There is no shadows over here. When I click soft shadows, it will be generating shadows over here. So the basic difference between hard shadows, the basic difference between hard shadows and soft shadows is that hard shadows are less expensive and soft shadows are expensive. Okay, because it takes some performance, some or sorry, it takes some resources to render shadows, right? So hard shadows, if as this is a cube, there are no irregularities, like there are no uneven curves. So you won't be able to notice any big difference. Okay, but if you go to anything which has sharp curves or those things, you'll be able to notice the difference. But if you zoom into the shadows, okay, when you go to sharp shadow, you can see, right, the edges are smooth. Okay, if I go to hard shadows, see, this is how you'll be getting the hard shadows. Okay. Anyways, I'll keep it to sharp shadows itself. I will turn this direction right so it will be dark. Okay. Um, Not this. Yeah, this will be. So what I will be doing is I'll be adding a. You are following, right? Everyone, people, I want you all to respond. Okay. Are you following?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Why 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 is it taking this long to respond? Is this due to internet lag or your people lag? Anyways, so let me add point light. Sorry, not point light. As I told, right, point light will be emitting lights in all directions. So what I will be doing is I will be adding a spotlight. Okay. What I will be doing is I'll be focusing the spotlight on my cube. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I will be moving it to the top. As you can see, right, it is showing some direction. Currently the what do you say, spotlight is in this direction. So I want the spotlight to be on the cube, facing the cube. So what I will be doing is I will use this, and if you see, it is no moving smoothly, right? So to have better control, what you can do is you can hold control and move. I think it's not working. Anyways, So what I will do is I will turn it. Yeah. As you can see, there is some light coming. What I will to make it more visible, I will increase the intensity to 5. Okay. If you don't want the light to be white, what you can do is you can go to color and change the color of the light. Okay. You can change it to any color you want, but I will keep it to white itself. Otherwise, I will keep it red. Okay. This is the light I wanted to add. So let me see how it is. Is it visible? Let me increase the intensity sound. Okay. You have the spotlight and it is facing or spotting the cube. So now what I want to do is I want to control that light. Before we to you know we control the color of the cube using keyboard, right? Now I want to use instead of using keyboard, I want to use some UI buttons so that it will be covering those UI and also scripting part. Okay. So what I will be doing is, can anyone say how to add a button? Quick. Anyone? Don't Google.
Right click on the hierarchy, then go into UI and add button.
Sorry. Can you repeat it? Anyone?
In the hierarchy panel, right click, go to UI and then click on button.
Okay. But before telling the answer, make sure you tell your name so that I get to know who is telling it. And Kailasan, no, I think you're tracking who is responding and not responding. Okay? Now tell it again. Now repeat it.
I am Tribhuvan and my answer is go to hierarchy panel, go to UI and then, right click on the hierarchy panel, go to UI and select button text message.
Yeah. So yeah. Quickly adjusted my light so that it is the cube is in center. The what you told is right through one. What you will be doing is you'll be right clicking on the hierarchy panel, go into UI. In further classes, we won't be using in further no, there is something coming up interesting which makes the designing of game interfaces more easy. That is UI toolkit. But currently, I think it is not fully out. But there is a total full hype in for UI toolkit. The designing for UIs, all those things will be made easy when this UI toolkit comes out. But for now, we'll be using UI itself. Okay, when you go to UI, it will be clicking on button. Okay, immediately after we click button, if it is extra that there is a canvas and the event system, if it as our scene doesn't have one, it adds it. Okay. See, it added canvas, event system, and button, right? Let me name it as turn on. Okay. So if I want to see these buttons properly, can anyone say how I can do it? So that it will be very easy for me. So what I can do is I can click on this 2D button so that it will be converted from 3D to 2D. And now as you can see, we can see everything in the 2D. Now the basic advantage or the advantage we get is that we will be able to easily design these interfaces, keep the buttons, all those stuff. Okay. Now what I will do is, as you can see, the anchor point of this button is over here. I want to change the anchor to this corner. And I also want, so let us suppose that it is somewhere here. Okay. I want this button to be in this corner. I want the anchor point to be in this corner, and also this button to be also in this corner. So what I will do is, see, if suppose a button is over here, I want to keep it some over here. What I should do? I should move this, then move. Okay. If suppose the button is over this corner itself, okay, then it will be easy for me, right, to move to these short distances instead of moving from this to this position. It will be easy for me to move it from the corner, right? Because I want to place it somewhere here. Okay. Let us suppose that this button is over here. So what I want is that I want this button to be left bottom corner, and this anchor to be also on the left corner, bottom corner. Okay. What I will do is, as you can see, when we click on this, oh, so sorry. Yeah. To make sure that what you're clicking, you see what you're clicking. If I click this and move, only the but text will be moved, okay, which is not what we expect. Okay, so click on this one and then move. Okay, so if when you click this, you'll be getting the transform, which is the 2D version of the transform component for the 3D objects. Okay, so when you click on this press presets, you can see, right, hold shift so that you set the pivot, and alt set the position. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to set both pivot and the position also. So what I will do is, I'll hold the shift and also alt together, so that I move the anchor and the buttons to the corner. Okay, so where is it? This is the corner, right? I want it to move this side. Okay, I will click on this preset. Like you can see, right, it moved. So what I will do is, I'll move it towards and yeah. Let me see it in the green view. Okay, it is good. Let me move it. Yeah. If you want, you can change the color too. You can change it to any color. If you don't want any solid color, you can change the image too. You can change. I told you, right, how to add images. If you don't know, you can quickly Google how to do it. Otherwise, if you want, we can do it afterwards either. But for now, let's keep it low. Okay. And yeah. Okay. Let me name this button to turn on. Is, yeah, in the text one. I will keep it as turn on. Okay. Let it be like this. Now let us go into the scripting. Okay. Now let us go to the scripting part. I'll go to my scripts folder and create a new C# script. I think everyone is following, right? If you are not following, just ask me to wait. Okay. If you are very behind. Okay. Is everyone following?
Yes.
Yes.
What about the remind? Huh?
Yeah, following.
You don't have a mic? Anyways, so let me write a script. Okay. Let me name it as switch. Okay. Let me name it as switch, and let me open the switch in the ID. Okay, I think I have some error. Let me do one thing. Let me delete this file. I think, see, there are some keywords, right, in Python or in C. Those keywords we can't use to name a variable, right? Everyone. So I think the same error we faced it already. So what I will do is I will use switch controller. And now it is not showing any errors. So yeah. First of all, what we will be doing is to enable or disable that particular light component. What we should do, we should get the reference to that particular light component, right? So what I will do is I'll write a public so that I can assign assign that particular game object in the what do we say, in the editor itself. Otherwise, you can also get that component by the name. If suppose I have a where is it? Yeah, spotlight, right? I can get it. Let me name it as spot, right? Okay, I can get the this particular game object just by its name. Okay, let us try. I did not, but there is a method, but I did not use it anyway. So we can make it private because we'll be getting the game object directly from the script itself. The type of the I mean, variable is game object class. So I'll be naming as game object and game object. Yeah, variable name is game object. So what I will do is I'll go to start and get the component. Oh. Anyways, we will do it later. For now, we'll start, keep it simple. Okay, public game object. And what we will do is we will create another one to store reference to the light component of the game object. Okay, we have light component right over here. We have, where is it? Yeah, to the spotlight we have light component, right? So what I want to mimic is that see, this is the behavior I want to create. Whenever I click turn on, this is what it should happen. Okay, you understand right? What I want to say. Whenever I click on this button, it should disable it. Okay, you can do it by manually by clicking over here, or you can do it using script also. Okay, so we will do it using script. So I will create private game object. You can also do public game object too. Instead of taking the reference to game object, you can take reference for the light component directly. I will show you both ways. Okay? What is the type of component we are taking in? What is the type of component we are gonna store? Light, right? So let me name it as light, and I will name the variable as light itself. So what I will do is I will okay. I'll store. How I can get the light component?
Get component.
What is the
Light
first one?
component.
Can we write directly get component?
The game object name.
Yeah, exactly. So game object dot get component, and what I should write here? What is the type of game object I want? I want to get. Hello. Light, right? Why aren't you able to answer these small questions too? Are you all listening? People.
Yes. Yes.
What a quick response. Aparna, are you there?
Yes. Yes.
Are you following?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're doing parallel in
Laptop.
empty, right? So don't do it. Okay, I'll give some time. Okay, see what will happen when you parallelly do is that you'll be mimicking. You won't be doing. Okay, so I will give some time. In that time, try to remember all this stuff, and in that time you try to mimic all those things so that you'll be getting practice. Okay. Anyways, let me get back to the screen. Okay. What is the type of the component which we are trying to get? People, I want responses.
Light.
What?
Light.
Right. Light, and I need to keep a semicolon over here. Okay. Now I will get rid of this update function because I don't need it. I will tell you why afterwards. Okay. I will get rid of this component too. Yeah. So I will be creating a function with the name. Sorry. Turn on. Okay. And what I will do is that I will so sorry. Okay, the button is turned on, right? So what we'll do is that we'll be having some parameter called enabled, which returns the status. Okay, if the particular game component is enabled, it will give us true. Otherwise, it will give us false. Okay, if we go to enable, you can assign also. So what I want to assign is, and it is a boolean, right? So I will assign it false. So sorry, it should be true, right? We are turning on the light. Okay, so what I did over here, I told to enable the light. Okay, light dot enabled equals to true. Okay, so now what I will do is that I will assign this function turn on to the turn on switch. So whenever that switch is clicked, the switch will call this function, and anything which is inside this function will be executed. What is it? It will turn on the turn on the light. Okay, as light dot enabled is true, it turns it will be enabled. Suppose what it will do is that see. Initially, if suppose the light is off, whenever immediately after I click turn on, what it does is that it calls this function. It will call this function turn on. So what is inside the turn on function? Light dot enabled equals to true. So we enable that light component. So immediately after light dot enabled is true, what happens is that it will be enabled. Okay, this is what happens. So to get if it is turned on already, you won't get the effect whether it is turned on or off, right? So what I will do is I will disable it for now, and let us enable it using the button. Okay. Yeah. So let me add a empty game object so that we can attach a script. You can attach it to any game object. Okay, it is not compulsory to create a game object. So, but I like to create a empty game object and add it to our scripts. So how we can add this script to this particular game object? Can anyone say?
Drag and drop on the
Drag
case.
and drop.
Yeah, we can do drag and drop, or you can go to add component too. So what is the game object which we should drop over here?
Script.
Huh? Here, these are the game object.
Light.
Yeah.
Hot
So we should get this and add it to drop it over here. So what it does is we assign a particular game object to this variable, and immediately after we start playing, the reference to the light component will be stored in light, and immediately after we click the turn on button, it turns on the light, enables the light. Okay, let us test whether it is working correctly or not. You can see that light is turned off, right? So immediately after I click on turn on, okay, wait, I forgot to add something else. Can anyone tell what went wrong? So what went wrong is, see, we added the script, okay, and the start function is also called. Okay, this execution also done, but this function is not called because we are not calling it anyway. The reason why start is called automatically is that it is pre-configured by the Unity engine, game engine, that every time a game starts, it should call awake first and then start and then execute any remaining if any game object calls. But in our case, this turn on function is not being called by any game object, right? So that's the reason it is not being executed. So what I will do is I will go to see what is expected behavior. I want sorry, is it? Yeah, I want this button to, I mean, I want the light to turn on when I click on this turn on button, right? So what I will do is if you click on this turn on and go to bottom of the inspector panel, you'll be having on click. Okay. So what it does is immediately when you click on it, it generates a event. Okay. So everything inside this on click event will be executed. So I will click this add button. Okay. Okay. And I will add this controller to here. Okay. Now you'll be getting access to all functions. Okay. So when I go to no,
Again.
and our class is switch control, right?
Swaraj,
So yeah.
will you repeat this again, please?
Which one?
From
Okay.
add after adding that script.
Okay. So we added the script, right, to controller. To any game object you can add. After that, you should add the reference to that particular game object. Here, this is spotlight, right? The light component to which game object it is attached. So the spotlight is attached to the spotlight game object. Okay. So what I will do is I will drag and drop this game object over here. Okay. And then we need to call this function, right? We need to call this function to get some effect. So what I will do is we want this turn on button to call this turn on function. So when we go to this button which we added previously, and if we go to the bottom, we'll be having on click. Okay, this is an event. Okay, for now remember it. So what this on click event does is this is called as event trigger. Okay, so every time I click this turn on button, okay, every time I click on this turn on button, what happens is that everything inside this event trigger will be executed. Okay, so now what I will do is I will click on this plus button and drag and drop is controller game object to which the script is attached. Okay, for me the switch controller script is attached to this controller game object, right? So what I will do is I will drag this. Okay, and then let me scroll it down. Okay, I will drag this controller component and add it over here. Okay, now we add it, right? So now what happens is that every function inside this controller game object will be visible. Okay, so that is the expected behavior. Okay, now if you go to no function and if I go to switch control, this is the class name. Okay, so you can see that this is the class name. So if we go inside this class name, it will show all the functions which are available. So let me go to switch control and it will show all the functions which are available. But if you see the function which we named, what is the name of the function which we added in the script? Turn on, right? So, but it is not visible over here. No, there is no function with the name turn on. Can anyone tell me what is the reason? Is there anything missing over here before?
I think we take it private or something.
Yeah, exactly. So what we did is what I told. If we do, what is that private called, Hamsada?
Only when in this function
No.
it works.
what that particular thing is called. We have private, public, right? What are those called as?
Uh, I forgot actually.
So
But
that those are
public means
If I'm not
uh,
wrong, it is
can be called in any script, but private means it is limited to this script only. We
yeah,
can use
yeah,
this.
yeah. So those are called as
they are
access
called access
modifier.
modifier.
Those are called as access mod. See, if you know the function, see in interviews they expect you to know this minimalistic small terms. Okay, you should know all this. This is a called. Don't forget. Okay, public and
What
private
is the name? Access?
access modifier.
Okay.
It tells us it tells scripts whether it is accessible from others, right? Told right. If we click private, it won't be accessible from the remaining scripts. If we click on public, it will be accessible from other scripts, right?
Okay.
Okay. So by default, what is the access modifier which will be assigned to any function or any variable? See,
Private.
I did not add any access modifier, right? What is the default one? What?
The default is public.
Private. Private.
Yeah, private. So what I will do is I will add public before this function. So now what is expected here? Will it be visible or not visible? Will the function turn on will be visible or not visible?
It will be
Anyone?
visible.
Visible.
It will be
Yeah.
visible.
Let us see. Let us see. When I go to switch control, yeah, it is visible, right? When I click on this function. Okay. Now, what I told is, whenever I click on this switch, but I mean turn on switch, we call this function called turn on. Okay, got it? Let us test it. Okay, let me play this button. Let me play this scene. Okay, click on this button. What is expected here? What should happen whenever I click on this turn on button?
Light should be.
Okay, so let us see the spotlight component. You can see right, this component is disabled. Okay, to that. So what is expected? Immediately after I click on this button, there should be a check mark, which represents that the dot enabled, sorry, enabled parameter of this light component is set to true. See now the enabled component is false. Okay, so see, the check mark is added, so that dot enabled is true. Okay, now light is also coming, right? Everyone,
Yes.
yeah. So this is how we do. So now try it on your own. Try to imitate what I did now. Okay, I will give you. Will 5. By 5, I need everyone do this. I also need want you people to do this. I will give it as an assignment. But for now, try to try to imitate. Okay, I want this turn on button, and whenever I click this turn on, the light should be turned off, turn on. Okay, so and make sure that it disable it, because if it is already enabled, you won't be able to see any effect, right? Because it is already enabled and you tell it is like on turning on the switch which is already turned on. You won't be able to see any effect. So make sure that you disable it before you add the script, so that you can get the see the effect what's really happening over there. Okay.
Suraj, I didn't get my project open still.
What shall we do?
That's what.
These are what is script component. Okay. That's the reason I named it as direct. Okay. and let us go to turn on and drag this component. The script is attached to light, right? So we have to drag this instead of the controller. Okay, clear? So add it.
Okay.
And now if you go to this, you can go to direct. You have this turn on. It will be clicking it. Now let's play this and see whether it works or not. Okay, it is working, right? Yeah. So basically, what happened is that, see, this is a reference to the game object to which the script component is attached. See, direct we have direct script, right? We added to the game object. What is the game object? This spotlight game object. So this is a reference to this game object called spotlight. Okay. Then what we did, this dot get component means we are getting light component from this spotlight component. Okay, you can understand something. You can understand how we can understand is that this is what do we say, alias for game object and getting those things. See, if you see where is, yeah, if you compare both of these, we did not create this public game object, right? But see, we created public game object, right, for here, for our previous script. But over here, we did not create because this already contains the reference to the game object. Since we don't have the reference to the game object, when we attach the script to other game objects, we added public game object to the script. But as we added the script directly to the game object containing that component, so we don't have to get the reference to the game object. If you want, you can do it. If you want, you can add public game object, then do this again. But you can do this like this also. You can use this to get the reference to the game object to which the script is attached. In our case, spotlight, and the we will be getting the component called light, which is attached to this game object. Okay, understood?
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah. There are many ways how you can get the components here. We are using get component, right? We can even do get component by name, get component by. There are many other ways. See, there are these many ways. Okay. Get component in parent, get component. There is something called get component by parent too. Chicken component by name, all those things. Okay. Oh, let me keep it. Okay, is everyone back?
Yeah.
Everyone, okay. Yeah. Just tell a quick hi so that we can start. Ratna,
Hi.
I'll call your name then.
Should I share my screen?
Veena,
Hi.
Tribhuvan, Hamsada,
Hello.
Hello.
Geetika,
Hello.
Srija, Aparna.
Hi.
Okay, so everyone is present. Arey Venkatesh, so what he is doing now? I don't understand why. No, if he, I can assure that if he's not attending, I think the car he is just sleeping. Okay, anyways, people see if I don't tell anyways, nothing. Let's start the class I think you all got how we can get component in other ways, right? I hope you saw how I did, right? Everyone,
Yes.
we can use this to get. Okay. So I will be showing. We are just turning on the light, right? We are just turning on the light, but I want to turn off the light too. Okay. So what I can do is I'll be adding another. I'll go to 2D first, and then I will duplicate this button. Okay, and I will move it. Oh, sorry. I'll move it. Otherwise, what I will do is that I will repeat the first thing. I'll click Alt Shift. I want this button to be on this corner, right? What I will do is I'll click Alt Shift and go to these presets and click on this one, what right bottom one, so that it will be anchored to this. Okay, now I will move it. And another thing, see, I don't want this to be clickable, right? See what happens is that whenever I click this, the text is being selected, right? Everyone, please respond now so that I know you are listening. Every time this is what I not this is not what I expect, but because if I move it, the text is being moved, but I want the whole button to be moved. So what I can do is that I don't want this to be clickable, right? You will be, when you go in the hierarchy, you'll be having this I button and also small hand. So what this I button does is when you click on it, it will hide, and if you click on this button, it will make that this game object unclickable. See, if I click this, it is getting selected, right? Let me click out of it and go to this and click this. Okay. Now if I try, it directly selects the this game object instead of the text mesh pro one. And this is how you can fix that problem. Anyways, so let me keep it like that. It won't have any effect. Okay. Yeah. Let me move it towards right, sorry, left, and place it over here. Yeah. Now I'll name it as turn off. Okay. And I will also change the text to turn off. Let me remove this. Okay. I will use this light spotlight component on instead of this controller one. I'll use this script directly. People, if you don't understand, just no, stop me in the middle and ask me. Okay. So in this case, in the turn on, sorry, excuse me. So in the turn on's case, we call this turn on function, right? Now we have to, yeah, let us test it whether turn off works or not. Can anyone say whether the turn off button works or not? Let us see. Turn on.
It does not work because the boolean value is still true. It's a dotted
Yeah.
element is true.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever I'm clicking, it is not working because we are telling it to turn on. That's all. We are not changing anything because we are calling this function, turn on function, which is not what we expect. So what I will do is, can I change in this function itself? Can I tell dot light dot enable equals to false? Sorry. Will this work?
We have to change the public class.
Why we should change the public class?
ఓకే ఆ ఫంక్షన్లో అలా పెడితే ఇట్స్ గోనా క్లాష్ రెండు బులియన్ వాల్యూస్ వచ్చాయి.
So basically what happens is that we are telling it to turn on immediately we are telling it to turn off, right? So will we be able to do this, get this functionality using one function itself? We have two buttons, right? Will it be possible to do it using one function itself?
No, not possible.
If
So what we should do?
Not possible.
What we should do?
The function like public void or not.
Yeah, exactly. So what we'll be doing is we'll be creating public void and we'll name it as turn off. Okay, and light dot enable we'll be setting it to anyone. What we should do, set the enable false. Yeah, false. Okay.
False, yeah.
so
Uh,
public void in public void turn on, if we use if else statements and make it that way, that if it is already on, then make it off. If it is already off, then make it on. And if we add the same component to that two buttons, like for the turn on button also same turn on function, and turn off button also same turn on function, will it work?
okay. Yeah, it works. But don't tell me the answer. Okay. We can do the same without the if else statement also. Okay. Think about it, but don't tell me the answer because that is gonna be your assignment. Okay. Okay. Don't tell me the answer. Okay. We can do the same what you have told. We can do this thing using one button itself without even using if else statement. Okay. Think about it is very easy. Okay. If you think properly, it is very easy. Okay. It is going to be your assignment. Okay. Don't tell me the answer. Okay. Don't reveal the answer so that others also get to think about it. So let us run it. Turn on. Okay, it is turned on. Why it isn't working? Anyone?
We didn't add
Onclick function assign చేయలేదు, turn on function లోనే ఉంది అది.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Answer that. You can go ahead. What do you think is the reason?
అంటే ఐ థాట్ మనం ఆ స్క్రిప్ట్ ని మళ్ళీ మనం టర్న్ ఆఫ్ అనే దానికి అటాచ్ చేయలేదు కదా.
We added, right? You can see. We see this is turn off, right? See, we added. So what is the problem? See over here. So what is the function which should be called when you click on this turn off button?
టర్న్ ఆఫ్ రావాలి, కానీ మనం టర్న్ ఆన్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసాం.
Yeah, exactly. So we should change it to turn off. Okay. So I'll go to turn off and we'll go to this, and inside the direct class there is function called turn off. Okay. We'll select it. So in the turn off case, the turn off button will be called. In the turn on case, turn on will be called. Let us see whether it works or not. Turn on. Okay, it's turned on. Let us see in the real time. You can see, right? It is checkbox is checked. So it represents that it is true. Dot enabled parameter is true. When I click turn off, it is disabled. Turn on, turn off. Okay. So now what is your assignment is that you'll be doing afterwards, not now. Okay. Let me delete these two. Okay. Let me delete one button only. I will delete this turn off button. Okay, what I will do is I will center it. Okay, can anyone tell how I can center this button? I cornered it using one option and I cornered it to this using this option, another option. How I can center it using presets?
Control shift and then you must select the center one.
Yeah, let me show it. Okay, now tell.
Alt shift.
Is it? Yeah, alt shift. hold Alt and Shift and click on this button, this preset. Okay. Now it came, right? Now what I will do is I will move it just above. Now what I will do is I will name it as on or off because I want to use the same button for on turning on and off. Why the name did not change? I changed the name, right? I changed the name to on or off, but still it is turn on. Can anyone say what is the problem?
Because we did not change that in the text.
Arre, tell your name and tell answer, ra. 2-3 persons are telling me. I am not able to recognize.
I am Tribhuvan, and the answer is that we did not change the text. We just
Yeah,
changed the name of the domain object.
yeah. Hamzada, don't if I call a specific name, I expect the person to answer. Okay, I don't want others to answer. Hamzada, can you tell how to change the this text of turn on to on or off?
What? Text. We have to change the turn on to on or off.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is what you are observing. See, this is the button, right? This is the button. Inside the button, you'll be having a text game object. Okay? You're seeing, right? Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Yeah, when you click on this text button, you'll be having this text mesh proc. Okay? So observe carefully. If you are not following along, if you want to replicate, you should observe. If you don't observe, you won't be able to replicate. And you'll be calling and telling, I'm not getting this and that. Okay? On or off. Oh, sorry. Off. So this is the button. Now what is your assignment is that you should be able to turn on or off you should be able to turn on or off only using this button. You should not use try first part of the assignment is that use if else. Okay, use if else. You should use only one function, and you should be able to use this button to turn on and off the light. Okay, and the second one is for people who completed the first one. If you want, you can try. Okay, you should not use if else statement. Just without using if else statement, you should use only one function as before, but you should not use if else. Okay, try doing it. What is the next? And yeah, in the functions while dancing, sorry, not functions. What else? In dance comprehensions, you would be seeing, right? Okay, let me tell it later. Okay, first let us. Okay, what we'll be doing is now let us delete this cube game object. Spotlight, canvas, delete, event system control. So we have this empty thing. Now I'll rotate this plane so that it is inclined, and now I will add sphere. Okay, sphere. And now I will place it over here. Okay. Now I want the sphere to be rolling. Okay. First of all, let me adjust it so that I can see. Can anyone tell how to align with you? I will tell the name. Okay. Kirika, can you tell me how to align the camera is in different direction, right? I want to the camera to be in this position like this in this view. How I can do it? I told a shortcut, right? What is it? Or else you can tell the name. There is a name, right? Okay, let me tell the name. Align with view. What is the shortcut for align with view? If you know, tell S and tell the answer. Or if you don't know, tell no.
Control Shift F. I Shift F
don't.
something.
Who told the answer?
Upper. Control
Oh,
Shift F or Shift F or something. Shift F
okay.
matra confirm.
Okay, let us do one thing. Okay, let me keep this sphere out of focus. Okay, the sphere is not visible. Okay, now I will tell. Okay, let me stop playing it. Okay, the sphere is out of focus. Right? I'm focusing. I'm seeing in a random direction. Right, everyone. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's so much happened.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Yeah.
so if I want to go to sphere, there are two options. One, double clicking this game object, you'll be focusing. Otherwise, what you can do is let me go out of focus. Now what I can do is I can click on this game object to which I want to focus and click on F. No, not working. Okay, so yeah. So that what I did is that see I click on this game object, right? If you want this to work, your mouse pointer should be on the scene panel. Okay. See, I clicked on sphere clicked on sphere. If I click F, it won't work. The mouse pointer should be on the scene. It will work. Right? You get right. You're getting right. So there are two ways of focusing a game object. One is double clicking. Another thing is clicking on the game object and pressing F in the keyboard. Okay, that's all. So now tell us, what is it? What is the shortcut? F is for focusing. Now I want the camera to focus on this game object. Focus on the whole. So that the shortcut is Control Shift F. So what I want, which game object I want to focus? I want focus the camera, right? So I will be clicking camera, then press Control Shift F. Control Shift. See the view over here. Now immediately after I click Control Shift F, it changed, right?
Yes.
So if I go to game view, it is showing. Now if I click play, the ball is not falling. Why is it, Kritika? Why the ball is in the air? Why it isn't falling? What is the component we should add so that it behaves as it gets affected by the physics?
Well,
Okay. Let me ask the people who attended the SLS class. Venkatesh? Venkatesh Unara? Is not done. Okay.
No, dude.
Srija, what is the game object we should use to add to a game object so that it will be affected by the physics?
body.
Sorry?
Rigid body.
Yeah. So be regular so that you'll be getting, you know, if you aren't regular, you'll miss some things. So we'll be adding rigid body. Yeah. Let us see. Okay. You can see, right? The ball is rolling, but I did not get to see the full movement, the full path in which the ball is rolling. So what can I do? We already did this. I'm repeating it again. What I can do?
Add camera to that.
Where the camera follows the speed.
Yeah.
We
What is the
should add the
method?
script which says look at.
Yeah. So let us create a C# script. Let us name it as object follower.
Tell
Okay.
name.
Kailash, what you can do is, if you open the Telegram, okay, if you will be seeing this, right?
No, for everyone it is not coming. I am checking that also. For
For
Tribhuvan it is not coming.
when he talks, there is no green color thing, no?
For 1 or 2 people it's not coming.
I think they'll be getting this mic symbol, right, when they talk.
Tribhuvan, one stop.
Now is it visible?
Okay,
It's
anyways I recorded it, I'll say.
Is it visible now?
yeah. So, Praklesh, for me, tell your name. Okay, just Tribhuvan. Just tell Tribhuvan and just tell your answer. Okay. So yeah. So what I will do is I will where is it? Yeah. I will create I named a script, right? Object follower. I will open it, and what I will do. Mm, we'll use this keyword, okay, so that we don't have to catch the transform component of the camera too. We did this before, right? We had to catch the transform component of the camera and also catch the transform component of the sphere also. Okay, you remember, right? So if you don't remember also, no problem, we'll be doing it again. Okay, so let by you understand what I mean by catch, right? We are just storing the reference to that game object. Yeah, you might have experienced this catching in real time. So in Google Chrome or anything, what does the browser does is, if you are visiting the particular page multiple times, what it does is it downloads that particular page. So that's the reason some pages load quickly, because what happens is that the frequently visited pages will be saved in cache. Okay. So that's the reason if you go to Chrome and app settings and clear cache, some at the start the pages will be loading slow, but afterwards it will become fast. The reason behind it is it will be catching the web pages by downloading it to the offline thing. So immediately after open that page, it loads from the phone, not from the internet. That's the reason the page will be loaded quickly. Okay, so immediate that in the same way we'll be using catching references to a particular game object. So as we'll be adding this object follower directly to the camera, we don't need reference to camera game object, because we can use this keyword to get the reference, right? So I will create public game object, because that is a type of variable I want it to be, and I will create game object. Okay, and in this game object I will be assigning the sphere. Okay, let me change it to sphere itself, so that you will be clear. Okay, cool. And then me do it now. What component I want? See, if I want to look at a particular game object, I want a particular component, right? What is that component?
Transform.
Yeah,
Camera.
transfer. No, yeah, the camera will be getting, no. See, the camera should look
Yeah, I
like,
understand.
for the camera to look at something, see, I can't say look at that object, right? I should tell that, if suppose we have a game object or the sphere at 100, I should tell the camera that, hey, you see that C at 100. That is how you tell. So we can get the values of that particular game object by using the transform component. Okay, so now I will be catching the transform component, transform, and I will leave it as transform itself. In the start function, the reason why we do this in start function is that it will be called once, and the get component is an expensive task, because it takes it is performance bottleneck, because if you do it in update, there is no necessity. The basic concept behind catching is that, right? We want to do it only once, and anytime if we want, we'll be getting to a catch reference instead of getting the component again and again, because it fills some performance. But so what we'll be doing is we'll be catching the reference to a particular game object in the start function also, because the catching reference catching is should be done once only. But it can be done, but it is not necessary, because we'll be already having this catch reference, right? So no need to do it multiple times. That's the reason we do it in start or awake. We can do it in awake also. We can do it in start also. I'll be sending a small document saying how in what cases start should be can be used and what cases awake can be used. But remember that maximum times anything we use a get component, or we'll be assigning some health values, or all the stuff will be done in sorry, health things, assigning health to 100%, armor to 100%, or money. All those things will be done in away. The things like get component, it depends upon the user. It depends upon the context where we are using. On the context will be differing whether we should do inside the start function or the awake function. Okay. For now, just remember, don't get confused. You start and update. So the catching process should be done in start itself. Don't do it in update. Okay. What I should do now? Transform equals to
Sphere dot get component
pair
transform.
dot get components transform. Yeah. So now this dot. What I will do is I will use this dot. Okay. Transform. Oh, sorry. It's transform dot look at. Okay. What is it? See, we have three options. One is transform of the target game object. In our case, target game object is, what is the target game object? Sphere, right?
Trigon and the target game object is sphere.
Sorry? Can you repeat it
The
again?
target game object.
The target game object. After that, you're not saying anything. What is the target game object?
The
Hello?
sphere.
Yeah, sphere. So where we catch the where we catch the reference to the transform of the sphere? What is the variable in which we catch the reference to the sphere transform component?
Underscore transform.
Yeah. So let us see whether it works or not. Let me play. Okay. Let it compile. Okay. Let it play. Let's see whether it turns or not. No, it's not turning. What can be the reason? Anyone? Answer that.
Not add that script to the game object.
To the which game object?
To that game. Okay, we have to add it to the camera and then add the sphere game object in that script.
Yeah. So how we can add?
Just drag and drop the script into the camera game object.
Yeah, object. Yeah, now it added. Now what I should do next? What is the next step?
Drag and drop the sphere game object into the script.
Now let's see if it works or not. You can see, right? It is working.
Yes.
So this is how we can do. Okay. So the second assignment, what is the first assignment? In the first assignment, you'll be using a single button to turn on or off the light. Okay. The second assignment, what you'll be doing is, see in the dance competitions you'll be having, right? You'll be having when a person dances, a light will be focusing, right? Everywhere he goes, the light will be focusing on him only, right? Whole theater will be dark, and the light will be focusing on him, right? Everyone.
Yes, yes.
So what I want you to do is I want you all to mimic it. So you'll be using this spotlight. Yeah, you'll be using this spotlight. Okay. If suppose the game object is here, the spotlight will be here. If suppose the game object moved over here, the spotlight should also move like this. Okay. If suppose the game object came here, the spotlight also should come here. Okay. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you should do. What you can do is you have this directional light, right? To disable it so that it will be super dark, and then you'll be able to see everything. Then you'll be able to make it clear. If it is not clear, what you can do is you can increase the intensity so that it will be more dark. Okay, but don't make it super intense. Then your game object won't be visible. Okay. You understand what is the second assignment, right? The spotlight
Yes.
should be focusing on the game object always. So what you'll be doing
Manoj,
is
I cannot see your screen.
whatever the remind.
I'm able to see your screen.
It is
I can
visible
see.
from.
But try rejoin. Okay. Anyways, so what you will be doing is you'll be adding supercat controller, okay, to the game to the scene, and you'll be having this spotlight. Okay. Everywhere you go using this supercat controller, the light should be focusing on you. Okay? Understood?
Yes.
People.
Yes.
Yeah. So any doubts until now? Hmm?
Hello, I'm Srija. Okay,
Yeah.
I have a doubt on how to add those scripts to the component. I'm getting
Which
error.
that means that you did some you have some errors syntax errors in your script. If you have any syntax errors, if you have any red color squiggles in this console, you won't be able to add component. See what is that? Can you share your screen so that I can see what is that error you're getting?
Sure.
In the meanwhile, if anyone is following, you can try imitating all those things.
Can you see?
After, yeah,
I didn't get that.
can you open the script first? Don't you have
Did
Visual
not
Studio?
define. No, it did not define
Sorry.
those variables.
Seven.
Okay, okay, should be fine.
You should add a public void turn up.
And also get component C must be capital.
Oh, yeah.
Spelling is wrong, component spelling.
Okay, and
POO effect. Pick up the springers. Why didn't you install Visual Studio?
this is Visual Studio.
This is VS Code, not Visual Studio. Can you go to edit once in the Unity?
What?
In Unity, there is something called edit, right, on the top.
Okay.
File, preferences. Water. Other one. So, project setting. Yeah, it's external tools. Click on open by file extension. Top one, top. Yeah. Oh, I think Visual Studio is not installed. Anyways, we'll do it later. Go to the script.
Okay.
There's some capitalism bar. Add public void turn on. I told right we should use public if you want to access it. Public.
Should I add it here?
Yeah. Where will be adding access modifiers?
Wait, she didn't add the public component, game object.
No, that is yeah. This is we are using this right. This is we use direct reference to the game object which script is added. Public. Turn on also is added. Public. Once save it, Control S. Make sure you install Visual Studio so that
Okay.
click on clear. It is not getting cleared. Is turn on.cs. You open the turn on.cs script only, right?
Yeah.
You're using direct.cs, not turn on.cs.
Okay.
You're editing direct.cs and we're checking errors in turn on.cs. The game object spelling should be capital G, capital O also, right? Let me see. Yeah, capital O also. See, this is what happens now. Okay, not at the variable one. Okay, click over it. Okay, you edit it. If you're getting more errors, we will see it there. Okay, next what we'll be discussing is that.
This code Visual Studio.
Yeah, Tribhuvan, you both can discuss it later. You help her in installing Visual Studio. Okay, you can discuss it. Please, you can stop sharing this. So we'll discuss about translate and rotate later. So what we'll be discussing now is a simple enemy AI. Okay, what we'll be doing is that we'll be moving and there will be a cube which will be following us too. Okay, we have to translate for that. Okay, let me first explain the basic concept what we are going to use. Okay, let me share my screen. Is my whiteboard visible?
Yes,
Yeah. So, how many of you know what is a vector?
I know.
So, can you tell me what is a vector?
Something that has both direction and magnitude.
They don't tell the
Typically,
school definitions. What is Diwali means? festival of colors. What is a vector? Means vector which has a magnitude and not all physical quantities which have magnitude and direction are called as vectors. There is a limitation for that also. They should follow vector laws of additions, all those things. That there is a restriction also. That is not a superficial thing which is followed by everything. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I think you have some basic idea, right? What is a vector? Okay, vector is something which points. In our case, okay, I don't want to go deep. Okay, in our case, the vector is some thing which points from the coordinate system from 0, 0, 0. If it is 2D, it will be from 0, 0. If it is 3D, 0, 0, 0. Okay. For now, understand it like that. Okay. I don't want you to go deep. Afterwards, we'll be going. Okay. For now, understand that vector is a line which points. Okay. Let me delete. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is column. Where is it? And 1 second. 1 second.
Fourth option from the top.
Yeah. So let us assume that we have two places. One is our school. Sorry, one is your home. We'll name it as H. Okay. And one is our college, C. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to move from house to college. Okay. Okay. But you don't know in what direction in what direction you have to go. Okay. So what you can do is, but what the information what you have is the vector of house and the vector of your college. Okay. The information what you have is vector of your house. I assume these are straight lines. Okay. These are not curved lines. Okay. And there is you have a vector from to your college too. Okay. Now you want to get the direction of the vector from your home to college. Okay. This is what we want to find. Okay. Because we are humans. We can get the info of how to go from house to college using Campus or Google Maps. But the computer cannot use it. It has to do all the manipulation using this vector sound. So assume yourself as a computer, and you want to find the direction in which you have to move so that you reach your college from your home. So let us keep it as a. Okay, let us keep it as. Oh, okay. So what I will do is, let us take two vectors. Okay, and yeah, let us keep like this. What is the resultant of this vector? In what direction will it be? Anyone?
From the tail of
The tail of
that
the
vector to
first
the head
and
of
the
the.
second head.
Whether are you there? Okay, Veena is not there. Anyways, so the direction will be from the tail of this to head of this. Okay. So assume this. Okay. I mean, this is how it works. Okay. I don't want to go there. The beauty of game of game development of or any programming language is that you will be able to apply the knowledge which you have learned in previous intermediates, all those things. See, vectors is something we have learned in intermediate, right? This vector addition, parallelogram law of vectors, all those things you can apply over here. You'll be in further classes. You'll be involving more and more maths, so that you'll be able to enjoy max and simultaneously leverage the no applications of max in these games also. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, let us assume that we have vectors. Okay, like this. Now, what is the resultant vector?
The resultant vector, we must move the horizontal vector back so that it touches the head of the horizontal vector touches the tail of the other one and draw a resultant vector between.
Yeah, can we move the vertical one?
We can do that as well.
Yeah, let us. I will show you the both ways. Okay. As told, let us move it. Let us, as reborn suggestion, we will move the vertical. Okay, let us move this with horizontal one first. Okay, I move, and I will keep the vertical ones as it is. So now, what is the resultant vector? From the tail to head, right? Okay, so let us keep it like that. If you are not understanding, just go to basic vectors in on the internet. I don't think this is that difficult. Okay, if you are not understanding, just ask me. Okay, so the same we moved the horizontal one, right? Let us add move the vertical one. In that case, when we added the moved the horizontal one, the direction of resultant vector is let us take the direction as north over here and the east over here. Okay, and the direction, what is the direction? Northeast, right?
Yes.
So now what we will do is, instead of moving this horizontal vector, we will move the vertical one. Okay, I will keep this horizontal one the same way, and I'll move the vertical vector. Now, what is the direction? I mean, how is the resultant vector?
Still in
From tail to head. Okay, it is also in the northeast direction, right? You have this resultant vector and also this resultant vector. Both are facing in the northeast itself. So even if you move the horizontal vector, even if you move the vertical vector, the resultant direction of resultant vector don't change, because if you translate a vector in the horizontal direction or the vertical direction, it doesn't change anything. Okay, so that's the reason the resultant vector also did not change. So yeah, let me erase this. Okay, coming to our home to college thing. Now we want to get a vector, right? See, in our case, let me take this one. A, B. Sorry, this is B bar. This is A bar. Now I want to get the resultant of C bar. C bar. Okay. Now how I can get?
root over a bar square plus b bar square.
That is the magnitude, right?
You want direction.
Yeah, direction. How we can get? You can get it by
Pass through the center.
B bar minus
B bar minus a bar. B bar.
A bar. Okay. So what we are doing is A bar is in this direction. Okay. Now if you want to a resultant vector from this position to this, okay, this is the direction. This is the resultant vector I want to get. Okay, but here it is head, not tail. So the resultant vector will always be from tail to head. So that is the one point you should listen, understand. Okay. But here it is head, right? So what I should go do so that the vector will be reversed. So the vectors will be reversed if you multiply with by minus. Okay. So I multiply with it with minus. So it will be minus a bar and this will be b bar, right? So then we'll be getting this tail to head c bar vector, which is b bar minus a bar. This is how you get. If you don't understand also, don't worry. Okay. Yeah. The source to if you don't understand this concept, what you can do is you can just blindly remember. Okay. If you want a vector from if you want the direction in which you want to move so that you reach the destination is, if suppose I am starting from source to destination and I'm starting from source and I want to reach destination, what you can do is to get the direction destination minus source. These are vectors, destination vector minus source vector. If you understand, you don't have to remember this because you can do this all this stuff and you can get that. But if you don't understand, just remember the thing that it has a fact. If you want to get a direction from the source to destination, you have to subtract the source vector from the destination vector. In our case, the destination vector is college vector and the source vector is house vector. Okay, I want to get this one right, this vector right, this direction vector right. Okay. So what I should do? I should subtract the source vector, that is college vector. So I should subtract the house vector from the college vector. This is destination. This is source. So destination is college, source is home. Okay, just remember this. Now we will get it better clarity. Okay, because we'll be doing it inside the game Unity. See. Enemy. Let us save this. Let me quickly add a plane. Let me reset this component. And also I will also add two cubes. Okay. Okay. Now what will be? Let me quickly add a different color so that it will be easy to distinguish. I keep red for enemy, okay, and green for normal class. Where is material? Oh, I green, and let me change it to green, dark green. Okay, and let me add it, and we'll also create a red material. Where is material? It is F. Red. Okay. Okay. This green is our. Let us assume let us align this to our example. Okay. This green is our college. This red is our home. Okay. We need to move from this to this. Okay. So we have the vector. Yeah, we have the vector of this game object, the college, and we also have a vector of home too. Okay. So if you want to move from source to destination, we have to subtract source vector from the destination vector, right? As we discussed, we have to subtract source vector from the destination vector. Okay. So let us see that if we use game object dot transform, it gives us vector 3. Okay. If you see, let us create another script. create C# script, and let us name it as AI mover. Okay, let us keep it like that. And what I will do is, first I will create reference public game object home public game object destination. Okay, we created two game objects. One is home and another one is destination. So what I want to do is, instead of taking the game object, then getting no catching the transform component, what I will do is I will directly take the transform component itself, because I'm okay, I'm damn sure that sorry, I yeah transform component, and because I'm sure that I will be I will be using the transform component only transform component. So yeah, I took the transform component, right? We can skip the step of getting the catching the component, see the transform component of the game object, right? So we already have the reference to transform component of the game object. Okay, so we don't have to do the get component, right? But this will be a disadvantage if you want to access different components. If suppose I want to, if a player is moving, I want the transform component and also audio component, right? We have to, if I want the audio component to play the steps sound when he is moving, and I also want to move the player by manipulating the transform components. In that case, we can't. It will be a disadvantage. But in this case, we don't. We only need transform component. So I directly kept transform instead of game object. Okay, you getting right?
Can you once again repeat that?
Yes, yes.
So see, when we keep the transform, okay, you will be able to what we are doing is we are directly assigning the transform component of the particular game object. Okay, if suppose let us assume that I use game object. Okay, let me do what I will do is, one I will keep it as game object and another one is I will keep it as transform. Okay, so I already have the transform component of the destination, right? But I don't have the transform component of the home. So I have to create private transform and transform again. So as I already have the transform component of the destination, I don't have to use the get component. Okay. But for home, I don't have the transform component. So what I will do is transform equals to home dot get component transform. I should do all these things. I don't have any other task, right? I don't have any other. I don't have to get any component from the game object other than the transform component. So that's the reason. What I have done is, instead of giving a game of instead of catching the game object, I'm catching the transform component directly. Okay, understood?
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah. So the start function we don't need, because we already have the access to components, right? We don't need the start function. So there is something called, okay, we have the access to transfer. Okay. Now I will create a vector tree. So let me create a private vector 3 and I will name it as direction. Okay. So now what I will do is, I told, right, what is direction? How I can find, see, this home is I told, right, the transform component is a vector. It returns vector. It returns vector 3. Okay. So how I can get the direction? Source minus destination, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What is this?
Destination minus source.
Yeah. Destination minus source means what? Why did I got this is college. Yeah, so that I'm analyzing to our example. You can see, right? This is our home and this is our college. Okay. To get the direction from the home to college, we have to subtract the vector of home from college. Okay. So home dot vector 3. Okay. Home minus college. See what's the problem. I need to get this same data. Let us see what. Okay, okay. So I got it. Let us keep it as transform itself. I forgot the class. Okay. So let me start it from there. So what we should do? We should subtract the home college vector from the home vector. Okay. Home dot position. See, this home dot position gives us a vector 3, right? Which is what we want. Okay. Home dot vector 3 minus college dot college dot position. Okay. Now what I will do is there is we what is that debug thing we used last time to so that our content will be printed in our console.
Debug.log, where D and
Oh.
L are capitals.
Yeah. So in the same way, we have something called debug.drawArray. Okay, which draws a ray. Okay, which draws a ray. Here, let us do it so that we can visualize. Debug draw ray, and let us see. It needs a start vector from where the vector should start, and also it needs a direction vector and also color. Okay, we will use this one, not duration. We want it to be visible all the time. We don't want it to be visible for a limited time. Okay, we will be using this one, a start vector and a direction vector and a color vector. Okay, so what is the first one? Start vector. From where we want to start? Home, right? Home dot position. And next one is direction. What is the one? Direction. And what is the color? Red color, right? Any color. Sorry?
Direction lo college minus home kada.
We already stored na. So we declared it.
Home minus college.
Why you kept home minus college kada? College minus home.
The call. Okay, the destination minus source. College minus home. Yeah, correct. So then the start will be home. And you're getting a
Warning.
warning, right? I will talk about it later. Okay. Direction And what is the color? Can anyone suggest me color?
Red.
Color dot red. Can anyone tell where we used this color dot red previously?
While
In the
changing the
color
While
of
color
switching the
of
colors
that
of a cube.
cube.
Yeah, exactly. So let us save this and go to Unity. Let us see. I don't see any ray. Can anyone tell me what is the ray?
Console. I suppose we must take in console.
You think that that ray will be visible in console?
No.
Okay. First, let me change the
We
view.
did not add that script to anything.
Me change that view. Okay. Now it is visible clear. Okay. Now let me green is, let me name it as college, and home. Okay. Now what I will do is I will add skip to the plane. Okay. You can add I told right. You can add skip to anywhere you want. I want to add it to plane. Now I will drag home and I will drag college. You can see right, it directly got a transform component instead of the game object, right? Because the reason behind it is that we assign transform over here, not game object. If we add it, if we say let us add game object, okay? Let me save this. Okay, we'll be getting errors. Anyways, see home. Okay. There we are having some errors, so we won't be able to do it. Let me comment this out for now. Okay. Let it compile again. We kept college as transform component itself, but we have home. You can see, right? It gave the type mismatch because this is a game object. But what we gave previously, we gave it a transform object. So if I give game object directly, see, here we kept that home is a game object. It took game object. If I change it to transform, there's an uncommon. If I change it to transform, and if we do it, you can see right, we got the transform component. Get my point, right? You can directly get the transform component or any component. It Unity does all the stuff. It will see whether it is a transform component, and if it is a transform component, it takes the transform component or game object instead of the game object. It does all those things automatically. So I attach the script and assign this game objects. Let us see what happens. Why it is not visible? So basically, debug.ray will be visible only in the scene view, not in the game view. You can see right, a red line. So you can even as we kept that draw in update, we can even move. It automatically calculates everything. You can see right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It is moving. The raw is moving. This is how you can you are getting the direction in which we are moving. So the reason why I calculated all this direction, all this is because we have something called transform method. So in the transform method, let us do one thing. Let us move home to college. Okay. home dot translate. Okay, what is it takes? It takes the direction in which it needs to move, right? So we can assign direction directly. Direction. Okay. Now let us save this. And play it. Oh. Actually, it happened so quick that we did not even see it. See, both home and college are at the same place. If you see in the inspector, minus 1.5, 0.5, minus 2.5, home is also at the same position. The reason why it happened very quick is that the update function is called so many times. See, you go to game, okay, and go to stats, we are getting an FPS of 250 FPS. Means every time per second 250 frames are moving. So we are every time we are calling, right, we are telling the this home game object to move. So we told this game object to move 250 times in one single second. Okay, in a single second, we told that game object to move 250 times because update will be called every time a frame is rendered, right? Here, approximately 200 frames are being given as output. So for every frame, this update function is called. Okay, that's the reason we did not see that moving. So to fix that, what we can do is there is something called time.delta time. I will explain what this time.delta time does afterwards and then the next class. Okay. See, now you can see, right? Now you can see the movement. Now what we'll do is college. I'll move the college. See, it is moving, right? College. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
This is a simple enemy AI, but we won't be using this enemy AI to do our games. One of you came with an zombie thing, right? We'll be doing another thing, but this is how you can do. But if you observe carefully, oh, let me change it to 0, 0. Okay, if you observe carefully, when it is far, it is coming quickly, right? See, let me change it to 0, 0, 0 again. See, when it is far away from that game object, it is coming very quickly. But when it is near, it's becoming slow. See, let me change it to 0, 0, 0. See, observe it. See, when it is far, see, it is slowing down, right? So the reason behind it is that, see, when two game objects are, let me clear this. When two game objects are far, the vector is big. The vector will be this big. Okay. Then when two game objects are near to each other, the vector is very small. Okay. But what we are doing, we are giving this vector direction vector. The direction vector will be this one, right? Which is the one which is pointing from the source to destination. So the magnitude of the source, the magnitude of the vector will be changing from time to time. So accordingly, the speed at which this game object is moving also changing. But this is not what we expect, right? we want to move, we want the game object to move, that is the enemy to move at the same speed in every time. Okay. So what we will do is there is something called normalize. Okay. What we in the normalize, what we will be doing is we will be dividing the vector with its magnitude. Okay. So that is called normalizing the vector. So in that case, what happens is, say, let us suppose vectors will be like this: one I cap plus one j cap and one k cap. Okay. Can anyone tell what is the magnitude of this vector? Root 3, right? So the normalized form of this vector is the normalized. What is, how can we calculate the normalized form? We can do it by dividing it with the magnitude. Okay, one I cap, one j cap, and one k cap. And what is the magnitude? Root 3, right? Okay. Now calculate the magnitude for this vector. Let me do one thing. We can write like this, right? 1 by root 3 I cap, and similarly 1 by root 3 j cap and 1 by root 3 k cap, right? So now what is the magnitude? Root over 1 by root 3 whole square. Like that, 1 by root 3 whole square plus 1 by root 3 whole square plus 1 by root 3 whole square. Then 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3. What will be getting? Root 3 by 3, which is 1. So when we normalize a vector, the magnitude of the vector will always be 1. Okay, if you check, if you take your own examples, if you divide a vector by its magnitude, the magnitude of the whole vector is always 1. Then that vector is called normalized vector. If we divide a vector by its magnitude, then it becomes a normalized vector. Okay. So in C sharp we will be having a function which does all this stuff. Okay, we can say we don't have to use square root of position dot x plus position dot square of position dot y. All those things is not necessary. You can simply do it by direction. Direction is a vector, right? We want to normalize it. Just type normalize. That's all. Now let us see whether it is moving at the same speed all the time or it is moving at a variable speed. Let me move this to far so that it will be visible. Okay, you can see. Now let us start. See, it is moving at constant speed, right? Before it used to come fast when it is far away and come slow when it is near. But now it is always moving at the constant speed. But if you observe here, so let me, before the red vector, okay, it is not letting me explain.
Bro, array మొత్తం కనబడట్లేదండి చిన్న point.
Yeah, that only I want to explain. Yeah. See, if you see over here, the vector, see the ray is there now. It is very small because this is the size of that normalized vector. Okay, that is the reason the vector is only visible up to here because we will normalize it, right? See, before giving it to debug array, okay, we normalized it. That's the reason the size of the array became small.
Okay.
Can anyone suggest a fix? How I can fix it? Anyone? We are normalizing the vector before drawing the array, right? We don't want that to happen.
Place that line above 16th line.
Yeah, exactly. What we can do is
March.
Control S. That's all. We are normalizing after drawing the array. Let us see whether if it fixes the problem or not. You won't be able to see in scene. Let us go to scene. See, now it is fixed, right? It is also moving at a constant speed. Now let us assume that we want that cube to be moving faster. What we can do is
Multiply.
Public speed, sorry, float speed, and let us give it 1.0 and let us multiply it over here. Speed. Okay, and you can as we kept that speed variable as public, we'll be able to see it in the hierarchy panel. Okay, now the speed is 1, right? Let us play it. Now it is moving, right? Let me change the speed to 6. So see, you have seen, right? It moved faster. Let me change the home to another place. See, it is moving faster, right? I increase the speed. Now let me slow it down. Go to plane and change the speed to 0.5. Okay. Now see, it is moving slower. Now let me change the speed to 6 again. It is moving fast, right? So this is how we can do stuff. Now that's all for today.
Bro. Why did we add that AI mover to the plane instead of adding them to the cube?
Tribhuvan, I already told that I just wanted to do it. I told you can add it anywhere. See here we are adding the references, right? Even if we keep if we add it to the cube, it doesn't matter. It's our personal preference. Okay. The only case in which the placement of script matters is that in the previous cases we used this, right?
Okay, in that
case, in that case, the game object to which script component is added matters. In other cases, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Any doubts? People. Okay. I think today's class is heavy.
2.5 hours.
I think it's interesting that we learned some vectors and we applied it using Unity.
Yeah.
I hope it is interesting. I feel it is not, but I found interesting because yeah.
Once show.
Kind of yeah. Script. No, I won't be showing. Script won't be showing. That you should do on your own.